Hello everyone, I'm back again, about to start a decently long drive, so let's get started on something here. So it's good to be back. It's been a little while since the last recording. I never know when these go up and whatnot, how often I get around to actually upload them, but yeah, everything's been good lately, and I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about what's been going on. Been staying busy and getting with some people that I haven't been with. I actually went out and sat down and had dinner the other day. That was nice. And so like I've been saying, I've been trying to get with people more and have more activity. Today is looking like a busy day. Already got called in for one thing here, and work called me in, so we're going to head to the next step of the day now. And it's starting to come down snowing right now, so we'll see what we end up getting out of this. Hopefully not too bad. I kind of expect it to just be kind of slight, but we'll see. I'm gonna at least go take a drive and get some stuff out of the way, and hopefully it's not too bad by the time I get to my destination here. So yeah, worked the last 5, I guess you're gonna call today, it'd be 5 days in a row. And I get the chance to basically do my own thing, be there by myself, and so when I'm doing that, especially, I'm very social with the customers and whatnot. So what I do is I tell them about some different esoteric things and try to get them to think. A lot of them, they agree on the morality point of things. They're very unaware of things, I will say that, for the most part. I'd say maybe 1 out of 100 of them maybe knew a little bit or another of certain things that are going on, and I keep it pretty mild at the moment. I keep it kind of to news stories and whatnot. I only had maybe like 3 or 4 of them probably in the last at least maybe 2 or 3 days. I kind of forget, because I probably wasn't alone. Yeah, I wasn't alone Thursday, Friday, so Saturday, Sunday, over the last 2 days, excuse me, about 100 people I'd say I talked to, and I got the chance to tell them. I told them about the Coke recall with Minute Maid, Sprite, and some other drinks. Apparently they found metal in them. Really not surprising, because if people knew it was in their food, they'd be outraged, but they don't think about it, they don't learn, they don't look into things, they just keep buying it. And then what they're gonna say, the companies or whatever will just say, well, it's just a certain amount. Excuse me. Dang. I'm kind of just waking up here, I'm sorry. That it's only a certain amount, and after this certain date or this barcode or whatever, then they'll be fine, and people will just go back to drinking it like nothing happened. There was a guy who told me about they found a rat or something, or a mouse, I think it was a rat, in some kind of drink or something, and it didn't even decay the rat or whatever. So that should tell you what you're drinking there. Considering if it's not decaying a rat, then it's got all kinds of nasty stuff in it, whether you want to call them preservatives or whatever in there, that can't be good for your body. Like if you ever see that picture of like regular meat that's left out, and then like a McDonald's burger, like a McDonald's burger will last like 3 months and look exactly the same, when a regular meat patty or whatever would look very very nasty from when months go by and whatnot. So that's always interesting. So that's one thing that I was going on. Call for an Uprising did a lot of videos on some things lately about just some things that are pretty crazy going on with like the Coke recall. He did one on that. It'd be nice if people would, research and then find that video, and it would lead to other videos, and that's kind of the idea, to get them on the right track. Whether it's, directly to YouTube, to Call for an Uprising, or callforanuprising.com, or, their own research, whatever. Right now, I'm looking at things as people aren't aware of a lot of this stuff, so let's try to steep a little bit in, and maybe every weekend or every day change up my topic, and eventually you start seeing the same people. They will, they'll start understanding it. But yeah, the Coke recall is just one thing going on, and there's at least 3 other things I've mentioned. The other thing was the AirTags thing. The Apple AirTags, basically they're like a device to find your missing keys and track different things so you don't lose them. And so basically what's going on is people are using those to put on cars and different things like that, and people's bags and their clothing or whatever, and then people are unsuspecting, they don't know it's there, and then they take it home, or they take it with them to work or whatever. They're being tracked, and that's how people are doing crimes and a lot of different things, stalking, and because people are just embarrassing now. They can't go and talk to anybody or that kind of thing. They have to stalk people, know their routine and whatnot. It's one of those things. All these topics need their own video and whatnot. So right now, since I'm just driving, I'm just gonna kind of go over as much as I can. So that's the second thing I went over. Third thing was the purple lights that have been going up for months and months, upon maybe even a year. I think it's been almost a year now. The purple street lights have been going up, and they're really bad for vision, and they're very bad for just in general, because people don't comprehend that lights and different things that people use every day, it hurts their bodies and stuff. But that's a whole different topic, more in detail. So I was telling people about that, and the story is that they started down kind of north, in the southern area, so like North Carolina, Kentucky, I think there's some in Wisconsin, Michigan just had some. So they're definitely spreading out for sure. I'm not sure where all they're affected, but they keep saying, I believe Texas also has them, and Florida definitely. And they cover it on the news, but then they make it look, they play stupid. That's all the news is. They make you stupid, and they play stupid. It's like they know exactly what's going on. That's the whole point of the news, is that they have to bring attention to a lot of this stuff and then deflect attention and make it look crazy, because then people will mock the people who, like me, that actually understand how these things work and how everything's connected and what's to come. They do that, and the average person, they just watch the news, and then once the news is over, their brains, whatever. They go and watch whatever nonsense else that they watch on TV or whatever. Yeah, I'm so glad I'm not into all that stuff, but I obviously know stuff that's going on, because it's kind of hard not to. But yeah, that was the third thing, and like I said, they keep coming up. They say it's a defect, but how can you have so many? How many lights need to be purple and not their regular color, causing people not to see and whatnot when they're driving? How can you have so many of them have issues and nobody does anything about them, and they say, well, it's a defect that we're going to fix it, we're going to take it down, we're going to take them down, it's going to take some time to take them down. They don't go down, more come up. And there's a lot of theories on stuff like that about it's going to be able to tell if people, they have a certain thing in them that people are putting in them because they're foolish and they don't understand the history of injections and different things. And I'm sorry, I have to speak around. I can't say certain words. The word starts with a V and ends with an E. So, yeah, it's 2 syllables. You can't say anything about that topic good or bad, which is kind of embarrassing. You're not even allowed to talk on the internet anymore. You can't say anything. And then when you're not on the internet, it's hard to talk to people because, you know, there's people that are crybabies, and then a lot of people, they're scared to say an opinion, or they're afraid to speak up, or they don't understand things like I do. And I don't care if people mock me or don't believe me or whatever. I'm doing my best. I'm going out of my way to help other people, and I'm helping myself by helping them, obviously. And so I'm going to keep doing it. I don't care who has a problem with it, because I'm going to keep doing it, and people are going to learn. It's 2 years, almost 2 years now, and people act the same way that they did 2 years, you know, when supposedly we got a emergency and all that crap. But that's a whole, you know, a whole different thing. Literally years of information on that. But yeah, like I said, I'm sorry I can't really say too much because I'll lose my whole video. So, and then you get stricken, and then once you're stricken, you can't upload for a week, and then you can't upload for 2 weeks, and then they shut your channel down completely. And when your channel gets shut down completely, you lose all of your content. And I've worked on this channel on and off for about 5 or 6 years since I was a younger person, and I'm not losing that. So I try to make backup channels. I upload stuff on multiple channels. Like I said, go ahead and put in the comments the topics you want me to cover or whatever. I've got a lot of different things. I'm always seeking out people's opinions, and you can ask me some questions, whatever you want to know, and I'll do my best to get with them. Sometimes I don't get the messages until I go to upload videos or, you know, look at my channels, but I do have, and I'm not exaggerating here, I have at least probably about 20 channels. I don't know all the emails for them, but if I guess at them, usually I can get into them. So it's pretty sporadic where I can upload here or there. You know, I try to stick to my one main channel, but they've stricken the one channel at least twice before. It's had 2 strikes on it before. So you got to really watch losing your content and that kind of thing. So anywho, so the last topic is that in Israel, they're not allowing people who are smart, people who didn't get injected. They don't buy into all this nonsense because there's no proof anything's going on. That's the sad part, is there's people like 2 years, they believe that things are going on, you know, that there's an emergency and this and that, people are sick, nobody sees it, everything's diagnosed as one thing. You know, I'm sorry to get off topic here. It really ticks me off though, and it's really sad. It's really sad to be around. So, the story was at McDonald's. There was a guy. He uploaded a video of where you can go on the kiosk and you can type in, you know, like you type in your name or whatever, and then they let you know when your order's ready. So the guy was trying to make an order on there, which that's a whole other thing. We need to get rid of this technology crap. Everyone's so into their technology. We'll get into that later. But yeah, and it said you have a green pass, which a green pass is basically the equivalent of, you know, I don't live in one of these crazy big cities or whatever, so I don't know what they have or whatnot. I know they have passports and different nonsense. They got to carry papers to go to eat food or go in public, which is embarrassing. People need to stop supporting that crap right now. Like, stop feeding it, because the more people give in, the more it's going to keep coming back at them. But anywho, the green pass, they need that to work, they need that to travel, they need that to go and do just about anything. And there's protests all over the world, peacefully, and you know, we'll get into the protests and all that eventually as well. But yeah, they can't even go and order their food at McDonald's anymore in Israel because they're forcing something in them, which they now have their 4th one. Their second, I'm trying to think of the word, starts with a B, the type of injection, the B shot, not the regular V, the CB shot, the B. It's BOOZT3R. That one. Yes, I spelled that wrong on purpose. Excuse me. This is YouTube. This is how people talk and whatnot. It's nonsense. Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you guys watching. And good old YouTube and CIA and all that garbage. They don't let anyone talk about anything, but they can make all the issues and divide the people and make events and everything else. Talk about nothing relevant on the news. So yeah, they have their second one of that one, and they have their where they're not allowed to order food. A lot of places you can't work. They're going on shutdown. We'll say I'm not gonna say the L one. That you undo something with a key, or you do something and then you need the key. That kind of down. They're on those kind of things. So. I've seen stories years ago that it was coming. There's camps everywhere for the people that are supposedly sick, and once you go to one of those camps, there's no guarantee you're going to ever find your way out. So people need to stop being really so sensitive about things. They need to learn things, and they need to realize about FEMA and different things. FEMA is a group or whatever that come around after hurricanes and whatnot, and they go, oh, well, natural disaster, supposedly, which, weather modification, that's a whole different thing. We'll get into that. After something happens, they say, well, we need help. We need somewhere to live. We need some food, whatever they need to survive. While their houses and stuff are destroyed, and property, all that. And then they go into these camps and stuff, and then they're never seen again. But nobody talks about any of that stuff. And there's camps and different things all over the world. And I know Australia's real bad for that kind of thing. Australia was really the first place where they really started pushing way too hard. And I'll tell you this, that Australia is one of the countries in the world that do not have things for hunting, we'll say. Long distance hunting utilities, whatever you want to call them. The long distance ones that you have to buy things for to release from the device. So they don't have any of those things, and that's why we have all these CIA operations of events that supposedly happen in schools and different things like that. The acting's terrible. They need to get better actors for it. The news is terrible for it. The celebrities, they play their role. They get their money. They know exactly what's going on, when things will happen. And they act all sad and whatnot. Anything for an agenda. But yet, in all their music videos and all their movies and everything else, they can, take each other out and whatever, end each other. And that's completely normal and whatnot. The sensitization of violence and perversion, nothing new. It just keeps getting worse. So yeah, that's all that's for. Once you lose those things and your rights and whatnot, you don't get them back. If you haven't figured that out by now, I hope you start to understand that soon, because we're almost 2 years in, and nothing's given back to us. They're not just going to drop everything, because everyone went along with it. They put their masks on, they got their injections, and now they don't care about the ones who aren't injected and whatnot. They'll still use that to a degree. They'll still divide people, and they'll still say, well, it's their fault that people are sick, blah, 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 and the people who don't have any clue about things, they'll keep believing stuff, and it's just more nonsense. So, let me see if I'm even recording here. I can't see my screen, it's all darkened. I'm hoping I was recording. Just a moment here. It's fun driving out on the highways. It looks like I'm still recording. I can vaguely see. Okay, awesome. Okay, so yeah, I don't want my rants to go by the wayside. I need to start a new video and go in depth with all this stuff, and I hope you guys will share this content with your friends, your family, your coworkers, your classmates. I don't care who it is, your teachers, your bosses, I don't care. Strangers, I blast stuff. You know, when I'm in the car, I've had speakers before, and I'll blast on my speaker this stuff. People got to get the information out. People got to understand what's going on and why people shouldn't be doing stuff. And yeah, I understand you're only one person, this and that, but you're also one person. You're not just, oh, I can't do anything, I'm one person. You're also one person. So, I was letting these guys go. You're good to go. Oh. The Amish, they're the only smart ones around here. It's sad. We need to stop making fun of people like the Amish. Hard-working people. They don't live off the dang government and crap like we do. Go and slave at jobs. I'll hit you, pal. I don't know what you're doing. Yeah, the good old government calling me all the time. Okay, I'm sorry, I got off topic there. Got off track. But yeah, I've played on my speakers. I'll go in public and play on my speakers. I'll leave my windows down and go in, whether I'm going to work out or I go into a store, and I'll blast on my speakers and stuff, or I'll go into stores and play it. You know, it's just ridiculous. You can look up videos on people having blood clots and seizures and all kinds of different things from just immediate effects of being injected. People are having problems having children. They're becoming sick because of getting injected. They're fine without it. Or the masks. The mask crap, we haven't had that in months, thankfully. And I still get told by people, oh, you know, you need to be wearing masks and this and that. Well, I can promise you right now, I was completely fine for a long time during when they started pushing everything. And a lot of stuff was shut down. And they opened stuff back up, which that's enough to get people to realize that they actually shut down a lot of stuff. And people are just like, well, you know, it'll open back up. It's like, no, it doesn't work like that, first of all. They open stuff back up, they'll keep taking stuff away, and that's how it goes. They keep taking people's lives away. They can shut anything down anymore. We need to stop giving so much power to all these people. I understand people have to work and whatnot. You save up, you know, try to save up your money, or spend it on things that actually matter. Don't be wasting your money on nonsense and all that you don't need. And you know if it is nonsense or not. You can live without your alcohol. You can live without your cigarettes. You can live without your weed, whatever you're on. You need to get right and do things. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to any of my listeners or anything like that. I'm specifically saying anyone, you know, I'm talking more to the people that they go along with things and they're part of why we're in the position. Because if everyone just worked together and we said we're not having any of this anymore, we're not going along with any of the nonsense, stuff would have been shut down within months. And now we're going on years. And, you know, I understand the plan. They're going to keep doing it. They have a plan by 2030 that no one's going to work. We're not going to own anything, blah, blah, blah. People will live virtually. You know, there's so many different topics and details that I need to go into so you guys actually understand what I'm talking about. Because I kind of just rant a lot of times. I just go and go and go. So I understand if you're confused. Like I said, if you get confused, put in the comments different things. I plan on elaborating. Like I said, I'm just in the car right now, just one take, just going, and yeah, so that's a good start. You know, oh man, I hate how I can't say certain words. The F7N, that injection, that one's real bad. as well. They've said that they don't work. One thing, oh, we got a guy wearing a mask. Good job, pal. Oh, man. I'm gonna start rolling my windows down, telling people off. It's sad. I'm not trying to be mean with them, but come on, guys. Okay. Yeah, that F7N, which is the regular injection that people get all the time, and that's what I see on my local pharmacies and stuff. They have the F7N and they have the CV. They have both of those available to people, and whatnot. And it says on both sides of their pharmacy sign, it says get the one and get the other. And next it'll be get the B0057 3R. That one. So that's the whole idea. It's all to get people with that, and it's been a plan for a long time. And they're, people behind it are all, they know what's going on, they know their rules, and they're gonna keep pushing. So all you can do is not go along with it. Live your life the best you can. Say forget them. We don't need them anyways. There's more of us than them anyways. And they want to take everyone's rights and everything. Well, people don't have to submit to it. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, I'm sorry to keep going off topic, but the F7N, that one there, if you don't understand my language here, so the 7 would be an L, and the N is a U. So there you go. We'll make it in order here. So I'll come back on a second video, and we'll go into more detail. Thank you for listening.